Come out of the bar.
Hello, YouTube. Cheers. And welcome to The Basement. My name is Bruce Lively.
And I'm D-Boy Slim.
And The Basement Debates is the first exclusive hip-hop debate format. Every Tuesday and Friday, we tackle the most intriguing topics in hip-hop culture and the world around it. So welcome back, Basement family. Let me put my drink down. Today, we ask, who had the best run in hip-hop? What does that mean? By run, we mean a period in time where the label or name brand was in charge of everything hip-hop. So all you could hear on the radio,
the movement, who had the biggest wave and for the longest amount of time. That's when we say run, that's what we talking about. And sometimes it transcends eras. So someone may have dominated an era and then dominated another era. And that's what we mean. Like if they did that under the same movement, which would happen to be a label or whatever, then that's what we mean. Who had the biggest run in hip hop?
This is gonna be a good one, y'all. Listen, what brand had the best run in hip hop? That's what we're calling it. With that being said, Lego. Yeah, we back. It's Tuesday. Let's I've been wanting to get into this one for a minute.
Yeah, and when you brought it up, my mouth started watering because I love this debate in itself. We could go any place. We were talking about the great Dr. Dre, iconic, legendary, and all of that. Like, and
you can't forget people like No Limit
and that whole Death Row
run they had.
Yeah, no doubt. You had No Limit. Of course, the Rockefeller run. These are all runs that worth mentioning anyway. But for me, I'm going with Diddy, man. I'm going with that bad boy movement, man.
My mentor.
And what led me to go with his movement and the run that they've had is because the longevity has been able to sustain. I'm not even gonna hold you. The longevity has been able to sustain. Right now, you turn around and you turn on your TV, somehow or another, and I could remember French Montana from the Coke Boy DVDs. He's putting out hits now, international hits. Oh man, Cassie, who is relevant right now, the R&B singer. It's kind of unbelievable to think about it, and nobody really talks about it, which is why we do this. But yeah, shouts out Mr. Combs, my man. That whole bad boy movement, which started in '93, started from him getting fired from Uptown Records. He ended up continuing business with Arista, which a lot of us forget may have been, I think, the parent company of Uptown. He ended up being able to further business with Arista. They may have given him the label imprint as for Bad Boy. What's intriguing about the whole story and from the get-go with Diddy is that he knew what he was doing. It was Diddy that, obviously it's been noted and documented, that brought Mary J. Blige to the label. And it never stopped with Diddy as far as being able to, recruit that talent that, will be able to not only tread water in the industry, but be the new trendsetter or be the new wave. Rest in peace, Craig Mack. Rest in peace, Biggie Small. And those of y'all who were raised in the 90s know how big they were. In the era where a lot of people, me and Bruce talked about it, and and you could debate it all day. The West Coast had a strong chokehold over hip hop music at that particular time. You had the Dre's coming in, NWA's, Ice Cubes, and all of that coming in. And here comes Diddy. Flavor in Your Ear was the first single dropped off of Bad Boy. Guess we know where that went. Legendary song, multi-platinum. The label started in 93. Again, if you were raised in the 90s, you know what I'm talking about. Flavor in Your Ear dropped in 94. Later that year, he dropped Ready to Die.
No.
I'm gonna let Bruce speak after that. Because any of y'all, the late Notorious B.I.G. to this day may still be selling. That album may still be selling to this day. Obviously after his demise, the sales continued to grow or whatever, but in its time, he had many chart topping singles off of that particular album. Now I don't even want to continue along with Flavor in Your Ear, but the Ready to Die, he had many singles off that was charting, and y'all remember Juicy, One More Chance, and all of that. Like, this is Ready to Die, classic album. This is what started off the Bad Boy legacy. So yeah, man.
Understand it. I understand it. But at the same time, in 1991, there was another brand. This was 1993 was Bad Boy. 1991 was Cash Money. Cash Money Records, y'all, that went on to do YMCMB until not too long ago till the lawsuits came. It brings what's funny is the difference between Baby and Puffy couldn't be more stark. One was somebody who understood the business and understood the legalities and was a businessman from the beginning. One was a street dude who went about it by screwing over everybody he could. But the one thing you can't take away was the run that Cash Money had. All the way back from 400 Degrees, Hot Boys. If you know anything about that time period,
it started in 91?
91 was when it was founded. Okay. Hot Boys came out 2 years later.
Okay.
Right. So what happens is there was nothing else on the radio. Bling bling became a word in the Webster's dictionary. If you're talking about hip-hop itself, the people who listen to it, the culture is what I mean to say. When you have a word that actually goes from your hip-hop song to the club into Webster's dictionary, it lets you know the type of run they really did have. Not just that, the reason why the run that they have is so significant, so mind-blowing, is because the next big thing, not just Baby and the big timers, we can go into all of that, and the millions and millions and millions of dollars that they made and charts that they topped. But after that, Lil Wayne brought it on another level. The Carter 2, the Carter 3, all the way to the 5, which was on Cash Money. And then YMCMB, the best artist of our time, as far as money and radio play and significances. We got Drake and Nicki Minaj. People still enjoy people like Tyga. Yeah, that's YMCMB. We're talking about DJ Khaled, who just won a Grammy, who just was nominated for a Grammy last year. Yeah, that's YMCMB. Cash Money Records has had a run. I don't even have to go that long. The run is from 95 till just about 2 months ago when the lawsuit happened. And I wouldn't be surprised, Cash Money is still in existence, I wouldn't be surprised if they have another artist next year. I wouldn't be. We're talking about Lil Wayne, who has had more features in a 10-year period when he was 26 awards and 179 nominations from 2005 to 2015. That's it. Those 10 years alone is a run unheard of. While also putting out Minaj's, Drake's. While also putting out Coore Guns. And the run, the whole point of having a run like that is multiple runs. Yeah, Coore did. He came out, he had
an album?
He had mixtapes and singles, that doesn't really matter because you look at them now, they're in the millions, they're still being viewed. But yeah, that's a run that's unlike any other, and it's run by somebody who's a bad person. They're just not good, and he's not as business savvy as Diddy.
And you're right,
but
And you're right.
The run,
and because of that,
is outstanding and unheard of.
Is why
after Biggie, we're still struggling to see what type of run Bad Boy had.
Well, nah, you don't have to struggle. Let me tell you why you don't have to struggle. First of all, let me explain the simple thing why the Bad Boy run is probably more significant than a Cash Money run. You see, while Wayne has serviced the industry for probably the last decade and a half to almost 20 now, again, the bevy of artists that Bad Boy has come out with has spanned not only hip hop, not only the street corners or the jacks, but you have Danity Kane's. And in that era where you said, what did you just say, that they struggled to after Big died or whatever? That's false. As a matter of fact, during the same time,
he struggled to find the same significance that
his wife,
that Wayne and YMCMB,
his wife was multi-platinum and continued to drop a couple of more albums on Bad Boy. That's right, I'm speaking of Faith Evans. Also, you had Total at the time, who was a multi-platinum artist, multi-platinum group, dropping multi-platinum albums. And also, right, and if Big died, I think in 97. In 97, there was an artist from Harlem, up and coming, by the name of Mace. Now, he was Murder Mace in the streets. And Diddy, you know, M.A. dollar signs, Harlem World. The branding is just ingenious, and it expanded, like I said, not only from the early 90s, from the beginning when he jumped off the ship of Uptown Records and got his own label and spawned the most, maybe one of he's Big's in everybody's top 5 as far as I know, one of the most iconic rappers ever. You know, it didn't stop there, which is why, you know, it's the brand, it's the franchise, like the Lakers, like the Yankees.
Okay, what we're talking about is not just the fact that he had those people, because I can say the exact same thing. Wait a minute, let me give you an argument. Because Tom, let me just give you an argument. When you say that, I can just as easily say Khaled. I can just as easily say
cool.
Tiger.
Tiger is cool.
I can easily say, when we talk about Drake and Minaj, they've been on the top of that. But we also was the people who put out your Yo Gottis. But then you also told me that they only had people from the streets.
You're reaching.
They only had people from the street. That's all right. They only had people from the street. Well, that's not the case.
And then you got in-house producers.
That's not the case. You have Austin Mahone.
Like you Stevie J. But it just was endless with Bad Boy, and it still is.
Again, you have Kevin Rudolph.
You shine. Your French Montanas. See, you told me about Tiger, but like I said, French Montana is still dropping platinum singles. You understand what I'm saying?
So is Nicki.
Mace went quadruple platinum.
Nicki just dropped a platinum single.
Mace went, so if Drake, that was Drake then, that was Mace back. I mean, if that's Drake now, that was Drake, that was Mace back then. Going quadruple platinum.
That was the Hot Boys. Like I said, they went quadruple platinum.
And it still goes on with Diddy. With your Carl Thomases. It never ended with Black Rob, who was a platinum artist. You understand what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is, these also are people that are out right now,
like
that are at the top of the charts. They're at the top of their game.
Black Rob,
and they're
Tiger.
Still under YMCMB.
Black Rob, a Tiger.
Okay, so tell me that Drake's not?
Whoa.
Listen, whoa. What do you guys think? I'm talking about how is all of those people that I just said, not to mention
music. Relevant
from
music.
The beginning to the end, every single year a top charter, every single song that had a feature was from Cash Money.
Exactly what Bad Boy has done.
Not every single feature, not every single year.
Since 94, excuse me.
What do you guys think? That's what it comes down to. What do you guys think? Who wins this debate? And the reason why we want you to leave that comment is because we shout you out. Willie Beeman said, Oh, he just left a website, and I guess we'll put that up here. Sonia Toom said, love the show. Rolando Rivera says, thank you, my brothers, from the Secret Moon Poets. JCL says, I like this. A lot of knowledge here. God TONT.
Tragedy.
We still talking about tragedy versus Nas, and he chose tragedy. Michael Angelo Henry said, what up, G's? The beat is ill. Appreciate that. Y'all know where to get that. Team Box Cutter Beats. And last but not least, My Tribe TV All Out Attack said beats on point. Been loving this channel. Keep it up, bros. They're all good today. I appreciate that.
Appreciate all the shout outs. Keep leaving them. Keep leaving comments. We got dope shows. Please check in with Team Box Cutter. We got beats on deck. You need a freestyle, we got you. Let us know.
Facts. Check us out on Patreon. With that being said, peace.